Welcome to Fast Talk, the VeloNews podcast and everything you need to know to ride like a pro.
What are the dangers of just always only riding the bike? And I've met plenty of cyclists, so that's all they do. They don't want to do anything else.
You know, as they age, I can pick them out of a crowd. Their posture, you know, the skeletal postural changes as we age and only riding the bike. The literature is very clear about osteoporotic changes in cyclists of all ages. So I think to get off the bike and stimulate our skeleton, build muscle tendon strength is crucial.
Hello and welcome to Fast Talk. I'm Kaylee Fretz, senior editor here at VeloNews, sitting across the table from Trevor Connor, our longtime training columnist and my co-host. Today we'll talk about weightlifting, why you need it, when you don't, and how to do it right. We'll chat with Swain Tuft, a pro with Orca Green Edge who likes taking barefoot walks in the woods before stages of the Giro d'Italia, and Andrew Pruitt, a slightly more serious man behind the specialized BG Fit system and one of the leading minds in cycling physiology and bike fit. Let's make you faster. Hello, girly man. It is time to talk about the weight room. Welcome to Fast Talk, the VeloNews Performance Podcast. So, ridiculous, fake Schwarzenegger accents aside, this is a legitimate question for a lot of cyclists these days because, you know, it's an aerobic sport, and strength is not necessarily the most important thing, right? I mean, it's we're not track sprinters. Most of us aren't track sprinters. Even sprinters, strength is not generally sort of the limiter. Coach Trevor, should I be lifting weights?
So there's a question that's actually done kind of an about face in the literature. They used to really say, no, there's no benefits to doing weights. It doesn't help endurance sports. So why are you doing this? In the last few years, there's been a change, and a lot of new research is coming out now that's showing that actually getting in the weight room really does help cycling. So I just looked at one last night in particular that came out of Norway. It was done in 2015 by a very well-respected researcher, Ronstad, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing his name. And he took 9 elite cyclists, he put them through 10 weeks of strength training, and then 15 weeks of a maintenance period. And what he found was huge improvements in their performance compared to a group that just did endurance training. So they saw an increase in their peak aerobic power, they saw an increase in their threshold power, and an improvement in their 40-minute time trial, where the group that just did endurance training really saw no improvements. So what they found in this study might explain some of why research in the past didn't find any improvements, because it was looking at old research tended to look at typical biomarkers like improvements in VO2 max, and in this study they didn't find that as well.
So I'm trying to just make sure I'm keeping up here. They weren't finding improvements with weightlifting. We're talking about with weightlifting. Old studies.
So the old studies, they would put cyclists through weightlifting, and you would see no improvement in VO2 max. So they said, okay, well, why should you be doing weightlifting? It doesn't seem to aid performance. So this study has shown that, yes, it really has aided performance, and likewise, no improvement in VO2 max. But where they saw the improvements were actually in biomechanical factors. It actually had an effect on the pedal stroke that improved efficiency and economy while cycling. And those were things that they didn't used to measure in some of the older studies.
So it's like strength and core work and stuff like that? What are we seeing here?
So...
Sorry to derail you.
No, that's fine. So no, it's a good question. I don't want to get too technical, but they actually looked